Hold everything, because we're about to blast into the multiverse of Bluey. What if Bingo was raised by Aunt Brandy? What if healers were cats instead of dogs? Today, we're diving deep into the most mind-bending alternate timelines that could have completely changed everything we know about our favorite Blue Healer family. Timeline number 5, the Growing Up Chronicles, linear versus floating timeline. Let's dive into something that could revolutionize how we experience Bluey. Right now, our favorite show uses what fans call a floating timeline, where Bluey and Bingo stay the same age forever. But what if we allowed a linear timeline instead? The changes would be absolutely mind-blowing. First up, we'd see Bluey actually growing up. Remember that emotional episode where Bluey starts school? In this timeline, that would just be the beginning. We'd follow her through different grades, watching her personality evolve and mature. And those signature games with Dad, they'd grow up with her. Here's where it gets really interesting.
Doc said she likes green peppers the best.
In our new timeline, this wouldn't just be a random change. It would be part of a bigger story about growing up. We'd see all the younger characters developing naturally over time. But the most exciting part? Those birthday episodes would hit differently. Instead of just fun celebrations, they'd mark real milestones in Bluey's life. Imagine seeing how Keepy Uppy changes when Bluey's a few years older, or how dance mode evolves as the girls develop new moves and interests. And here's something that will blow your mind. We'd see the entire neighborhood growing up together. Imagine Judo and Bluey navigating their changing friendship as they enter different schools. Watch how Rusty's military kid background,
Rusty!
His dad brought it back from patrol.
Timeline number 4, the Brandy Bingo universe, a tale of two families. Get ready for an emotional journey because this timeline completely reshapes the Healer family. In this universe, Aunt Brandy raises Bingo, creating two very different but connected family stories. The heartwarming part? We'd see Brandy healing through motherhood, transforming from the reserved character we know into a confident mom. Watch how she channels Bingo's endless creativity into her own journey of growth. Those quiet moments from the sign would take on a whole new meaning. And Bingo? Our sweet, sensitive girl would still be there, but with fascinating new layers. Instead of being the little sister who sometimes feels overshadowed, she'd be an only child with her own unique adventures. Her famous Bingo is Her Name-O song might become an anthem about finding her identity between two families. The family reunions would become extra special. Imagine episodes where Bluey and Bingo plan elaborate games.
Please, Bingo, I'll do anything. No!
We might see them sending video messages, having virtual playdates, and creating their own special sister traditions. But here's the part that will make your heart melt. This timeline would give us a deeper look into the whole Healer family dynamic. We'd see Nana Healer stepping up as a bridge between the two households, organizing incredible family gatherings where both sides come together. Those classic episodes like Christmas Swim would transform into powerful stories about blended families finding their own traditions. And watch how Chili and Brandy's relationship evolves, from the tension we saw on the show to becoming co-parents who support each other through every milestone. The most touching moments? When Bingo shares her struggles with Bluey about missing their birth mom, while Bluey helps her understand that having two moms just means double the love. It's the kind of storytelling that would have parents reaching for the tissues while kids learn beautiful lessons about different types of families. Timeline number 3, the career flip, Bandit's stay-at-home adventure. Wackadoo! This timeline flips the Healer household on its head. Bandit becomes a full-time stay-at-home dad while Chili pursues her archaeology career full-time. And let me tell you, it changes everything.
Yeah, which is a shame, because he's such a handsome fellow.
No more rushing off to work. Instead, we'd see him planning epic game sequences that span entire days. That famous morning adventure episode, it would become all-day adventure with even more creative twists and turns. But here's what makes this timeline extraordinary. Chili's archaeology work would inspire incredible new games,
Thanks, Bluey. Okay, try again, honey. I'll just hold it.
turning the backyard into a historical dig site. Those heavy metal music sessions might become archaeological rock identification lessons. The most touching change? Those precious moments when Chili comes home would become extra special. We'd see Bluey and Bingo running to the door, eager to hear about Mom's latest discoveries. And just imagine how museums would play out when your mom actually works in one. And here's something that will make you see the show in a whole new light. This flip would create amazing opportunities for both parents to break stereotypes. Watch how Bandit masters the art of household management.
Your name is Diddums.
Diddums?
Those takeaway and takeout episodes, they'd become hilarious adventures of Bandit learning to meal prep and cook. Meanwhile, Chili would show girls everywhere that moms can chase their career dreams and be amazing parents. Timeline number 2, Brother of Blue, the boy healer timeline. Ready for a complete game changer? In this timeline, instead of Bingo, Bluey has a little brother named Buddy. This isn't just swapping characters, it's reimagining the entire show's dynamic. The fascinating part? All those classic episodes would need total makeovers. Rug Island would become a story about brothers learning to share leadership. Daddy Drop-Off might focus on how siblings handle separation anxiety differently. And Dance Mode? Imagine a little brother trying to keep up with Bluey's moves.
But I haven't even used my first one.
Watch how this changes Bluey's character. Instead of being a big sister who sometimes struggles to share the spotlight, she'd become a different kind of leader, teaching her brother while learning to appreciate his different approach to play. Those backyard games would have a whole new energy. But here's the real kicker. This timeline would give Bandit amazing opportunities to challenge gender stereotypes in new ways. We'd see him encouraging both his son and daughter to be emotional, creative, and caring. Those famous roughhousing scenes would take on new meaning as he teaches.
Phone on silent. Oh yeah, good idea. Bzz.
Timeline number 1, the feline healers, a perfect alternative. Hold on to your whiskers, because we're about to turn the healer family into cats. This isn't just a simple species swap, it would transform every single aspect of the show we know and love. First up, those iconic backyard games, they'd move to completely new territories. Instead of running around the yard, we'd see the family leaping between fences, climbing trees, and turning the whole neighborhood into their playground.
Toys on the ground. But who is responsible for this mess?
The brilliant part? Every location would need a cat's eye makeover. The creek would become a mysterious territory that most cats avoid. The park would transform into an intricate network of climbing spaces and hidden nooks. And don't even get me started on how amazing the beach would be.
You can be King Neptune. And you give me legs.
But wait, it gets even better. The neighborhood dynamics would completely change. Instead of backyard cricket with Lucky's dad, we'd have rooftop conversations and midnight adventures. The Queens might become a family of sophisticated Persian cats, while the Terriers would be energetic Siamese. And here's something that will make this timeline absolutely unforgettable. The entire show's themes will get a distinctly feline twist. Those famous Bluey life lessons? They'd come from uniquely cat-like situations. Episodes like Daddy Drop-Off would become adorable stories about learning independence through exploring high places, while The Pool would transform into an amazing tale about overcoming fear of water. A real challenge for our feline friends. Bonus timeline, Digital Age Healers, Modern Family Remix. Just when you thought we'd covered everything, here's a timeline that brings Bluey firmly into the digital age. We've seen hints of this in Facey Talk, but let's take it to a whole new level. Watch how the healers blend their famous imaginative play with modern technology. Keepy Uppy might involve AR balloons, while Shadowlands could mix real shadows with digital effects. Bandit would face the hilarious challenge of teaching responsible screen time while still getting caught up in the girls' digital physical hybrid games. But here's what makes this timeline special. It would tackle modern parenting challenges head-on. We'd see Chili and Bandit navigating screen time limits, online safety, and digital literacy, all while maintaining that magical Bluey charm we know and love. Those family dinner conversations would hit differently when everyone's learning to balance connection in both the real and digital worlds. Which alternate timeline would you most want to see? Drop a comment below telling us your favorite what-if scenario, or share your own ideas for different Bluey universes. And do watch our video about the top guest stars you missed in Bluey.